AITAH for planning on leaving my fiancé and moving to another country. I remember the exact moment I realized I couldn't do it anymore. We were sitting at our favorite café, the one where we had our first date, the one I had imagined would witness the start of our forever. He was talking about our future, our wedding, the house, even the names of our future kids. And I smiled. I nodded. I said all the right things. But inside, my chest was tight. My hands were clammy. My mind was screaming at me. This isn't your life. This isn't what you want. I wanted to tell him. I wanted to tell him that I didn't love him the way he deserved, that I felt trapped in a life I hadn't chosen. But I didn't. I just sipped my latte and pretended. The plan had been in my head for months. A job opportunity in another country, one I'd worked my entire adult life to qualify for, had finally come through. It was perfect, exciting, challenging, everything I had dreamed of since I was a kid. And yet, it meant leaving him. Leaving the life we were supposed to build together. I had rehearsed the conversation over and over. How I'd tell him gently. How I'd make it about me and not about him. How I'd leave him with dignity. But every time I imagined it, I broke down. Because the truth was uglier than any rehearsal. I didn't just want to leave him. I wanted to leave him because I had started noticing things I hadn't before. The little lies he told to make himself seem more interesting. The way he laughed too loudly at his own jokes. The way he dismissed my passions as cute hobbies. The way he made everything about him, even when we were supposed to be planning our life. And worst of all, I had started fantasizing about being somewhere else entirely free, independent, away from the constant reminder that I wasn't in love with him anymore. It wasn't betrayal at first. I told myself it wasn't. I told myself that moving to another country was about me, my career, my dreams, my sanity. But the more I planned, the more I realized how easy it would be to just leave without a fight. To pack my bags, say some vague excuse, and disappear into the next chapter of my life. The thought made my stomach churn, both with fear and with a guilty thrill. Then came the night that made it real. We were at his apartment, cooking dinner together. I had just gotten off a long call with HR confirming my relocation package, and my mind was buzzing with possibilities. He smiled at me, tying my hair back with a playful flick. "I can't wait for us to move in together," he said. "You know, get our own place, start fresh." And I wanted to scream, because I couldn't. Not with him. Not in this life. Instead, I excused myself to the bathroom, my hands trembling as I stared at my reflection. My eyes were red from crying. My reflection didn't look like a coward, though. It looked like someone ready to make the hardest decision of her life. And in that moment, I knew I had to leave. The hardest part was thinking about how to tell him. Do I confront him with honesty? Risk him crying, begging, pleading, maybe even breaking apart entirely? Or do I leave quietly, sparing him the immediate pain, but leaving a gaping wound that would take years to heal? I hated myself for considering both, because I loved him in the way you love someone you know you shouldn't, in the way you care for their happiness even when it conflicts with your own, in the way that makes leaving them the cruelest, most complicated act imaginable. Now, as I sit in my tiny apartment, suitcase half-packed, flight confirmed for next month, I can't help but wonder, am I the asshole for planning on leaving my fiancé and moving to another country? I haven't told him. I haven't broken his heart yet. But every night I sleep beside him, I feel the weight of my own guilt pressing down. I feel the betrayal building with every smile I fake, every joke I laugh at, every plan I pretend to be excited about. Because the truth is, it isn't just a move across the world in planning. It's a move across the life we built together, one I can no longer live in. And the hardest part? Knowing that when I finally go, he'll be the one left wondering if it was something he did, something he wasn't, or just me. The night before my flight, I couldn't sleep. I kept picturing his face when I finally told him. The way his eyes would widen. The way his body might stiffen. The way his voice would crack. I imagined him asking why, demanding to know what he had done wrong, wondering if he had ever truly meant anything to me. I hated myself for imagining it. But I couldn't stop. The morning came, gray and cold, a fitting backdrop for what I had to do. He was already awake, making coffee in the kitchen. The aroma usually made me feel warm and at home, but today it made me nauseous. I took a deep breath. "We need to talk," I said, my voice trembling. He turned, smiling, thinking it was playful. "About what?" I swallowed hard. "About us." And then I told him everything. I told him about the job, the relocation, the new life waiting for me across the world. I told him how I'd realized I wasn't happy not because of anything he did specifically, but because I had changed, because I couldn't see myself spending the rest of my life in the life we had planned. His face fell. Confusion, then shock, then hurt. "You're leaving me?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Yes," I said. "I am." "No," he said, shaking his head. "This isn't real. You can't just leave. We're supposed to be together. We promised." "I know," I said, "and that's why this is the hardest thing you've ever done. But I can't stay. I can't lie to you or to myself." He sank into a chair, running his hands through his hair. "Is it someone else?" he asked, the words coming out sharp and desperate. "No," I said. "It's me. It's nothing you did. I can't live this life. Not like this. Not pretending." He looked at me like I had just stabbed him, like every dream we had shared had been erased with a single word. I thought we were happy," he whispered. "We were," I said. "We just aren't anymore." For hours we talked. Not angrily, not in shouting matches, but with that quiet, raw heartbreak that feels like it will crush you from the inside. He begged me to reconsider. He tried to promise that we could make it work, that he could change, that things could be different. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to stay. But the truth sat heavy in my chest. It wouldn't matter what he promised. The spark that had once been there was gone, replaced by guilt, resentment, and the unbearable weight of knowing I would always feel trapped. He cried then? I had never seen him cry before, not like this. Sobs shaking his shoulders, tears streaming down his face, voice broken, and I felt my heart twist in two. "Please," he said, "don't go. We can fix this. We can leave everything behind and start fresh together." But I couldn't. "I'm so sorry," I said. "I love you, in my own way, but I can't be your partner anymore. You deserve someone who sees their future with you, and I can't do that." After he fell asleep on the couch that night, I sat in my room and packed my bag, trembling with exhaustion and grief. Every item I folded felt like another piece of my old life I was leaving behind. Every shirt, every book, every trinket carried memories I couldn't hold on to. By the time I zipped the bag closed, the sun was rising. My heart felt hollow. My mind screamed at me that I was making the biggest mistake of my life. But deep down, I knew it was the only choice I had left. At the airport, I sent him one last message. "I'm sorry. I love you. I hope one day you can forgive me and understand." I didn't look back as I walked toward security. My chest ached with guilt and sorrow, but there was also a small, quiet thrill of freedom, at last, waiting on the other side of that flight. Weeks later, I heard from him again. A short email, almost formal. "I miss you. I'm angry, hurt, confused, but I hope you find what you're looking for." And I realized the cruelest truth of all. Leaving didn't make it easier. It didn't erase the love, the memories, the heartbreak. It just moved me to a new country, a new life, carrying the shadow of a life I had abandoned and the man I still couldn't stop thinking about. Now, I ask myself every single day, am I the asshole for leaving him? For choosing my dreams over our love, for breaking both our hearts? The answer isn't simple, because love, if learned, isn't always enough, and sometimes doing the right thing for yourself is also the cruelest thing you can do for someone you love.